All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Taps Tech YouTube channel. And on today's show, I have special guests. I actually have two guests. It's my first time having two guests at the same time. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. They are both in the data industry. Is that the right term? Data industry.
Yeah, that's the correct term, yes.
Okay, cool. I've got Buhle and Joel. I'm gonna ask you guys to give a bit of an intro. I'm gonna start with you, Buhle, since you were the first one on this chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. Ish, I don't know why I'm so nervous. Hi everyone. I'm Obuhle from the Eastern Cape. I'm a data analyst at an investment bank. I have a background in statistical science. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next you are up, Joel.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Joelle. I have a honors degree, so my postgraduate is honors in statistics, Bachelor of Business Science in analytics, to be specific, from the University of Cape Town. And I'm now a data scientist.
Okay. So both of you are from the Cape. One from Eastern Cape, one from Western Cape.
No, actually,
Yeah.
I was
No,
born in
please confuse
KwaZulu.
it in.
Yes.
So Joel's from KZN and then Bushle's from Eastern Cape.
Eastern Cape, but we actually both studied at the Western Cape because I went to the University of the Western Cape.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I see. You guys met
Yeah.
at university.
No, we met at the workplace.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
right, cool.
Then we became close friends.
Oh, I see. And then one of you said, Joel, you said you're a data scientist. Bushle, you said you are a data analyst. What is the
Yes.
difference there between those two?
It's a good question. People often think we do the same thing.
Okay, and let me quickly say what I do, then Joe will say what she
Yes,
does.
yes.
Okay, so for me, it's mostly we're building, so we take data, clean it, and we build insights based on what the business wants or the stakeholder wants. So it's just literally building insight that will help with decision making and all of that. So it's just showing patterns and okay, there's more to it. I'm just trying to find a simple way to say it, but it's in all essence is cleaning data, making it user friendly for another person that's not able to read it or use it.
Okay. And then you, Joel, what's
Yeah.
a data scientist?
A data scientist, it's an ever-changing world. So when I was a data scientist, when I started my career, we were doing machine learning. So a lot of nowcasting and forecasting. So seeing what's happening into the future, kind of. And now it's more about generative AI. So using large language models to do summarization or chatbots that do FAQs. So it's changed a lot, but the core of it is always going to be based on like machine learning models and forecasting, because LLMs are also just way smarter machine learning that have more data that they've been built on. So yeah, that's what a data scientist is.
Okay. And then how did you find out about this industry, Bushle? Like did you have a mentor or do you know someone who was in the industry? Like how did you get
I
into the
wish
industry?
I wish I had a mentor. I wish I knew someone in the industry. So with the industry I am, I found out about it when I did an internship. Is it an internship? What did we do, Joe? Okay, Joe and I are always in sync. One thing about us. So we found out when we did in one of the banks, we did an internship. That's how I found out about it. And in that internship, I found out through an email, a school email from UWC, and my supervisor recommended me recommended me to the HR. So that's how I found out about the banking industry. So I literally knew nothing about the banking industry. I knew like the industry at all. Like in total, I didn't have much information about it because one thing I did not do when I was a student is doing my research and finding out what I want to be and which space I want to be in. So that's one thing I did not do, and I wish other students could do. Yeah. So that's how I found out about the banking industry. Then from then, that's when I explored other banks and tried finding jobs from other banks.
Okay. And then yourself, Joel, how did you find out about data science or data scientists?
So I actually didn't know about data science. It's also like a very new field in SA. I know all the big tech companies overseas have been doing data science for a long time, but we find ourselves always, a little bit behind, lagged in SA. So I actually was going to be an actuarial scientist and start my journey in there. And then I found myself just really enjoying the statistics part of my degree than everything else. And then through talking to my head of like mathematical statistics and statistics departments at UCT, I found out about like data science and that you can actually do a path in analytics if you actually enjoy that more. So I found out about that. I didn't have a mentor as well. Well, I got a mentor from that question, from going to the stats. He's in the stats department. But I didn't know about it initially. I just really enjoyed statistics. I was a bit of a stats nerd, and I was like, I don't see myself being in insurance or carrying on with this actuarial science, degree and path. And so UCT has advanced analytics, which is just purely statistics and computer science, so that you are equipped to come out and be a quant or a data scientist. And then I went the data scientist route.
Okay. And is it something that is in demand in South Africa? Is there a lot of jobs out there for this?
Definitely, Tibbs. I feel like there's too few data scientists and it's not saturated enough. So you can find yourself a lot of jobs very easily because there's too few of us in terms of actually wanting to pursue the actual data scientist role, not be like a quant or anything like that. Pure ML. There's also a need for machine learning engineers. So if you even go on and specialize more and say, I don't want to only like do generic data scientists. I want to be the one they come to when it comes time to build these models. I want to be the expert. It's definitely an in-demand role across industries, not just within the financial sector. You'll see outside as well. People are actively looking for data scientists, and really enough junior data scientists. I feel like when you're joining the workforce, you struggle to get a job as a junior, right? Because you graduate, you've done this boot camp, and then they want you to have so much experience. But with data science, because they're always looking for juniors as well, I found it very easy to transition and get a role when I was searching for a job initially.
Okay. So it sounds like there's machine learning and AI involved in your guys' jobs. Am I correct? And how does that factor in your jobs? AI, machine learning, all these trending topics right now.
Bushley, do you want to go first?
I know, I was going to say, you're the AI specialist.
Yeah, I think it comes up a lot. All these trending things come up a lot more in my job as a data scientist. Like I said, right now we're working on a lot of generative AI solutions. So using all of these large language models, using open AI solutions. Other words you hear is like Llama, which are other open source solutions that you could find. It comes up every day in my job right now, generative AI, because it's the solutions we're working on. We're looking to make everyone's work more efficient and using less time by using these solutions. So by having these large language models simplify people's roles, it's not replacing anyone's roles. Especially in the financial industry, we need human experts to come and say, just like the economists, we always need them to say this, using these results, this is what needs to be done, X, Y, and Z. But we want to make your job more efficient and take less time by automating some of those processes. So yeah, generative AI comes around a lot recently. ML, machine learning, maybe a bit less, but yeah, generative AI quite a lot nowadays.
Okay, interesting. In the cybersecurity, I'm in the cybersecurity space. So AI for us is like, it's a nightmare because a lot of hackers are using AI now.
Yes.
So there's a lot of
Seriously.
AI, yeah, a lot of AI attacks. So it's something else for us. But it's good because now AI is not taking your job away. It's actually creating more job opportunities. So you need to
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
upskill
literally
yourself.
helping you. It's literally helping. Even with me, when I'm trying to code something, if I can't like remember a code or can't do something, I literally use ChatGPT or what's this?
There's
Copilot.
Gemini, Copilot, yeah.
Yes. I literally use that. Those tools are very useful for me.
Yeah. And then in terms of personality traits, what kind of person do you think would be best for to become a data analyst or data scientist? In cybersecurity, you need to be a person who knows how to keep secrets because you see a lot of stuff that you're not supposed to share, a lot of sensitive stuff. So you need to know how
Uh,
to, you know.
to
So
keep
in
I
data,
feel like
yeah,
yeah, sorry. Sorry to
no,
you
it's
can
fine.
hear you can continue our answer after.
Now, so you can carry on. Wanted to find out
No,
what are the
I was about to say that in our business unit, you also need to be able to keep secrets. Like we in marketing, so you also need to
We're not in
keep
marketing, we're in global
market
market.
global market. So you also need to be able to keep secrets. When it comes to personality, Joy and I, as much as we're in sync, we have different personalities. But
Very
what I lack, she has my back. What she lacks, I have her back. So when it comes to me, I want to say I'm shy, but yeah, people will say I'm not shy. And I'm very ambiverted. I'm not outspoken at all. So you can be okay. The nice thing about our space is that you can be antisocial and introverted,
mm,
and you'll be able to work with people. And the reason you'll be able to work with people, as much as you work with stakeholders, you're not working with clients. Like I'm not
okay,
working with you, Tabs. I'm
yeah,
working with a stakeholder inside the business. So
okay,
I'm comfortable enough to work with someone inside the business than someone outside, like a normal person. So I'm not front end, I'm back end. Front office, not front office, I'm back office. So I think for me, as long as you are able to communicate,
yeah.
as long as you can keep secrets, as long as you showing the willingness to learn, you showing you are asking questions if you stuck. What else, Joe?
I think the data science space is a bit different. So like Bushle touched on in the industry we work in, so in the financial sector, especially in markets, because we deal with a lot of trade data, you have to be able to keep secrets. You have to be able to know that you work in a confidential space. So be very aware of that. For data scientists specifically, Bushle will know this as well because she also has her master's in statistics. We studied the same thing. You have to be able to want to solve complex problems. So you have to be able to want to be stuck and enjoy being stuck so that you can figure out how to unstuck yourself, if that's a word, so that you can figure out what the solution is. So you have to want to actually sit and figure out solutions. Sit with complex problems. You also have to be a very dynamic person, so not scared of change.
Mm,
I think in technology, you should already be that because you're in a sector where stuff changes very quickly. But like I said, when I joined, data science was ML focused and now casting and forecasting, and now it's generative AI and all of these new AI trends that are coming up. So you have to be able to change, adapt, upskill fast, and I think you have to be able to fail forward fast. So you need to be able to fail, realize where your failures are, but then be able to pick yourself up and be like, okay, I've done this, I've learned this. Now, how do we go ahead and make this solution even better for the client or whoever you're building it for?
okay, interesting. And how's the work environment, the diversity? Is there a lot of women in the industry? How do you find it?
Tiff, do you
Um,
think there's a lot of women in the industry? You're
I
in
was about
tech.
to ask that. Do you think there's a lot of women in the industry?
In the data industry? I'm asking specifically about the data. In IT in
Um,
general, I know there's not a lot of women.
Yeah, we intake also. So it's all the same.
So the same.
It's
It's
the
the same.
same.
When I was doing my master's in statistics, I was the only female who was doing the master's, and it was all males. So it's literally all the same. So last year we were graduates. So in our graduate program we were rotating. In my first team, the one I was rotating in, I was the only female. It was just males. So even like data space is the same. Like it's literally
The
take.
same.
It's literally the same.
And how can we change that?
Sure. Tips, that's a big question. No, but it's a great question. I think we need to change that by starting at like a very grassroots level. So actually informing young girls that there's other career choices outside of. I know when I wanted to study, I was told to be an accountant. So I was like, Joel, they told me you're gonna go study to be in accounting, or you're gonna go study to be a lawyer or a doctor.
Yeah.
So it's like, or a teacher, yes. It's never that we were given these opportunities. And I also found data science by accident, which shows like it needs to be giving more information about this from high school level. So going into schools with young girls and telling them that if they want to, this is a career that could do great for them and that they could come in and revolutionize in, because like with anything, there's a lot of bias when you just have one gender in a space, right? Sometimes you do need both genders so then we can tell them that that's the change they could make being in this space. So I think it's about actually giving them that information from a young age before we have our families come in, or friends or whatever else come in and give us. So like what you're doing right now, if a high school student has to see this, that's great.
Yeah.
Then she knows that she can go and she can study something other than doctor, accounting, engineer, teacher,
Yeah.
So I think for me, it would be information.
Yeah, I agree. And if I look at my department, cybersecurity, I think we only have one female and it's only guys. So it's sad, eh? Something we need to change because we need different ideas. I think women can bring different ideas from men. So we need diversity. So
Yeah, same with us. Even in the data engineering space, I don't know if you went there, Bushle, you'll see it's just men. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe us girls are scared of data engineering specifically. We're like, do we really want to
I'm
do?
scared of data engineering. I remember when we were choosing rotations, I was like, I don't want to go to data engineering. I'm literally scared. Okay, one
Why?
thing I've realized about us females, as much as we are capable, the moment we see males that for me, the moment I see that this is a male dominated space, I get so intimidated, and I forget about my skill. As much as I can code, I can do as much as a male person can do. I get so intimidated and have that low self-esteem. So that's what I've noticed about myself.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be, eh? You should be like the one who opens the doors. You should be the Winnie Mandela of data industry. Other females
Yes,
should
that's what
look
we're
up to
trying
you.
to do now. That's what we're trying to do now. We're trying to be the Winnie Mandela.
Tibbs, it's called imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
That is true.
For
Yeah,
real.
yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
It's very real, and we are trying to work on it, and we want to educate other people to also try working on it.
Is it a technical industry? Do you need to know how to code?
Okay, data analyst side, every day I work on Python, SQL, and Power BI. So it's technical like that. But in varsity, I studied R and SAS. On my rotation, I've worked with R before. Not much SAS, but yes, currently Python, SQL, and Power BI.
Okay. On your side, Joel?
Yeah, I would say the data, same with data science, it's Python. It's not, heavy coding like Java. Obviously did Java in university, but when you get into the work world, most organizations use Python for data scientists. Even though I did my degree in R is not really much used in the actual work world, so a bit outdated.
Okay. And what are the future skills that someone needs to learn if they want to venture into the industry?
Okay, the skills I learned is, okay, in varsity, as I said, technically I learned SAS and R. Then when I got to the workplace, I learned Python. I learned a bit of Python in varsity, but fully learned how to use Python in the workspace through a Udemy course. Learned SQL through Udemy. Learned Power BI also through Udemy. What else? I'm currently learning how to I'm currently gonna learn SSRS. Don't know what that is, but that's on my books of learnings. Also, what's this? Building ETLs and all of that. That's usually being done by devs. But one thing about me, I like being in the space. So I'm also trying to learn that. So all my learnings for me is literally Udemy. I'm also going through there's a Udemy personality course I'm also doing. And the reason I'm doing that is because I've noticed that I am as much as I was taught to learn to stakeholders and all of that, I still get that anxiety. So I want to better myself when it comes to talking to stakeholders and other people. So I'm also trying to do that personality training.
Okay. And then on your side, Joel, what are the future skills that one needs to learn to get into the industry?
I would definitely say a lot of the way the industry is going right now has to do with AI and generative AI. I would say to be able to be ahead of the trend is to be able to be able to skill yourselves on large language models, how to use them, the best ways, the different types of use cases, whether it's retrieval, augmented, so whether it's like a chatbot, whether it's RAG, or whether it's in context learning. What are those two different use cases? Because I think data science is going in a way where we aren't so much going to be building those models, but having models build those models for us. And you always want to stay ahead of the curve. You want to be the expert in that way. So upskilling yourself maybe in large language models, pre-trained models. What are the different types of open sources versus, closed source and models that are out there? What's the best way they could work? How could you go to your organization and say, this is how you could save costs, but this is the best model that we have with confidential data, because most of the times in organization, you can't be sharing your data. So yeah, I'd say that's the best way to stay ahead of the curve. But also you always want to stay on top of nowcasting and MLs. I think Buhle can even say in Power BI right now, there's a machine learning model built in there as well that you could use when you're doing your dashboard. So you always want to be ahead, stay on top of your MLs, best MLs to use, whether it's time series data across the different forecasting techniques. So I'd say for data science, that would be where we see South Africa going for now.
Okay, that's good. And Buhle, you mentioned Udemy. What are other online resources that one can use to learn? Is there YouTube channels, books, podcasts?
Okay, know of Udemy. YouTube, yes, there are a lot of YouTube videos. I've never saved them, but I always go to YouTube. Coursera, what's this? What else? LinkedIn also has courses.
Yeah, LinkedIn. And if you're within an organization, you could probably do like a Microsoft certification and Microsoft learnings. Really cool ones for data analyst and basic fundamentals for data science as well. But obviously those ones, they're costly. So you want to, maybe be in an organization or have funding for that. But Udemy and Coursera is what we have been using a lot lately while we're trying to stay upskilled and stay with the trends.
Okay, that's good. And what do you like about the industry, or what don't you like? What are the benefits of working in this industry? I'll start with you, Buhle.
The money, I'm joking. Please cut that. What I like about working in the industry is, okay, I came from a statistical background. So I'm literally learning a lot of financial terms and a lot of financial things I never knew about. As much as I'm learning about finance, I'm not good with my finances. So, but I'm learning a lot about that. And also, one thing I love about it is that since we are working with global markets, the trends that you're always seeing, the volatility, all the fast
So
paced life.
you're learning
Yes,
beyond the data
I'm learning.
analysis. Yeah.
Yes, I'm learning beyond that. That's what I love about the industry. It's the learnings. And one thing for me, I'm huge when it comes to learning. So I think that's what I love about it. And also, I'm not only doing data analytics work. If I wanna um, play with Joe's team, I can go and play with Joe's team. If I wanna play and like in the BA, like I can play in different roles as much as I have my own role.
Yeah.
It's open to me exploring other roles and exploring other things that are there. So that's what I love about my space.
Okay. On your side, Joel?
I love data science because I love challenges. Like, put it like that. I'm someone who likes to problem solve, so I want to get stuck, even if it's for 3 weeks out of my 3 months that I have to build out a solution. I like to get stuck and I like to figure stuff out and say, you know what, I've figured this out. Data science really gives you a great space to do that because you're frontiering solutions most of the time. You are in the blue ocean, is what our organization. So, like, you're differentiating, you know. So I really enjoy that. I like being on the front end of where technology could be going. I love the problem solving. Things I don't like about data science would probably be that everyone thinks it's going to replace their jobs, or that everyone is afraid of what data science could do. When I first came in, I had people who were like extremely hesitant about the solutions we were producing because they thought, you know what, I could do this. Why am I having technology do it for me? And is my job then going to be seen as not useful? But and so we have to really spend a lot of our time proving value with our solutions to the people who it's intended for. So that can be frustrating at times. But other than that, really like the problem solving about data science.
Okay, cool. So you think every company needs a data scientist and a data analyst?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even KFC needs it.
Yes.
I'm being for real because
You need
for
to see
example,
your
KFC, we can literally tell them, okay, don't open a store here because of these reasons. Like, yes, don't sell what's this dunked wings
Yeah.
at the store. Sell them. Yeah, you see, we can literally give them great advice based on their data. So
Okay.
each and every company needs it.
because every organization needs insights. You need consumer insights, right?
Yes.
Most organizations are based on consumer. You need consumer analytics. You need to see forecasting. Where's it going? We can assist with forecasting. What are forecasting revenues if you open up in this place? What are forecasting in the financial industry? If you trade this amount of money, where the economy is going, we can help forecast with that, especially now with like sentiment analysis, now that we can read in the news and give us more. So every organization has data. So you need a data analyst and a data scientist to tell you what to do with that. And it's going to be useful for you.
Okay, that's great. And how's the work-life balance in this industry? Like, are you able to do other things outside of work? Do you have time for your hobbies, interests?
We have time. I believe we have time as much as okay, what I don't like is the sleepless nights. Sleepless nights in the sense that for me, when I'm stuck in a code and I get errors, I will literally dream about it. So that's the only thing I don't like about it. Other than that, we literally do have time. We work Monday until Friday. So weekends we do have time. You only don't have time if it's something that's pressing that needs to be done, which is hardly there, because what with our team we believe in automation. So everything is literally just automated. So you don't have to work on weekends because it's literally running by itself. So we do have time. Joe, do we?
I think it depends. Like, it depends. Sometimes my team and my colleagues in the data science team will work on weekends. But that's also because we believe in like making your own schedule in this team. So you can work 9 to 5 if you want to, but if you don't work 9 to 5 and your project isn't completed, then sometimes you need to work on the weekend to finish your project. So it's like, you have a deliverable and you have a project due. That's why we have sprints. That's why we have, we set up all of these deadlines. And that's a great thing about tech. You know how much time you have to finish a project. So then you need to set your time on how you build it out. So we do sometimes work on weekend, but it's not often. It also depends on the client or the stakeholder that we're building a solution for. If they need something on a Monday, then yes, we probably would have to finish it during the weekend if it's need be. But you catch someone like in data engineering, because we also have a data engineering team. If something breaks on the weekend, then they need to be there to
they
fix it.
have to work. They have to work.
They work. So
Mm.
data analysis, data scientist, data engineer depends really on the organization and the structure. But the work-life balance is what you make it in the team. So you need to find a team that values work-life balance. And I think Bushle and I have that in place because we do a lot of things outside of work. We have our podcast. I volunteer. Bushle also does other things. So it's like we've made sure we have a team that has
So
work-life balance.
it's balanced and it's remote and it's in the office, or how does it work?
A hybrid. So we come twice a week at the office.
Okay.
So so 3 times a week we're at home.
All right, good. And you mentioned something about the podcast, Joel. What is the mission, or why did you guys start that podcast? What's the aim of that podcast?
Tibbs, it's exactly what you said. Like Bushle and I were chatting one day, literally, while we were having coffee. We were working from a coffee shop, and we were like, there's so many people who don't know the amazing things that the tech industry has to offer and that it's not saturated for young South Africans, right? There's opportunities out there. And we thought, what is the best way to get this information out? And we know that South Africans are on their phones. We know that they have, if that's one way we could get information to a student who's probably at a high school in Limpopo or that doesn't have the access of people coming to their schools or going to this university where they have the information. We now know through the podcast, if they ever see it one day, then they know, okay, there are women in the tech industry and in the data industry, and this is what they're doing, and this is how we can get to it. And that's why we have different speakers on, software engineers, recruiters, so that people can see how to get in through the recruiter and then the different avenues they can do. Like, they don't just have to be a data scientist or a data analyst. Maybe they want to be a full stack dev. Maybe they want to be in cybersecurity. Tech is just so endless, and we want to be able to give those possibilities to young professionals and the South African youth out there as well.
All right.
Can I also add that they don't have to follow also the traditional route? So we also want to show them that they can also follow, like they can also go to boot camps, self-teach themselves how to code and all of that. So they really don't have to follow the traditional route.
So in your industry, do you need a degree, or can you do certifications, or is it a must to have a degree and then you can get into
So in the financial sector, it's found that you need a degree to get in, but to get into to be a data analyst, you can self-teach. You can do projects and prove through your projects, whether you have a GitHub or you have a website that shows your projects that you worked on, then you can obviously interview with companies and show that you've done that, or whether you've gone through a boot camp or done certifications, that's different. I think it's going to be based on the actual industry you set yourself target to work in as a data scientist or a data analyst. So you need to know, if you're self-teaching, you need to go and do research on the industries you can get into with doing that self-teaching from YouTube. And maybe it's maybe a small startup, or maybe it's a different industry. And then if you want to be in the financial industry as a data analyst or a data scientist, they do look for a degree, and preferably a postgraduate degree.
Okay. Last question. If anybody wants some more information about the industry, or they want to know more about you guys, where can they find you?
They can find us on the TikTok essay on TikTok, the TikTok essay on YouTube, the TikTok essay at gmail.com through emails. Then I am Buhle Kuse on LinkedIn.
Yeah, and I'm
Then
Joelle the Word on LinkedIn. So feel free to slide into our LinkedIn private messages. We get that often.
and we do advocate when it comes to people sending us LinkedIn messages
Yeah.
and also TikTok messages. We'll always reply. So that's what we want. We want to share information. That's the top thing we want to do. So you can send us messages, we'll reply. Definitely we will reply.
Yeah, and we also want to learn. So if you want to tell us something we don't know, we're very new.
Yes.
Please teach us. So you can also reach us those same ways to teach us things. We're all learning together here, guys.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, that's great. I want to thank you guys. I hope the guys who are going to watch this, they will use this information to move their careers further. So thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much, Tibbs, for having
you.
us.